नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम आऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम Alhamdulillah, once again, with the extreme mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He enabled us to come and further ourselves in seeking knowledge, which is inshallah beneficial to all of us, both in the dunya and the hereafter, inshallah. Three parts of speech. One of them is noun, and one of them is the fi'l and the harf, and we know them by now. And we are on fi'l at the moment, and we are doing fi'l al-maadi. Okay. Verb in English, most of the verbs come from three root letters. What is the keyword here? Three. 99.9% of the verbs in Arabic language will come from three root letters. And they're known as salasi mujarrad. That's the Arabic name for it. And 1% will be rubai. Rubai means four letters. Very small number compared to the mujarrad or salasi mujarrad. And we know that, and you can see fa'ala has the fa, ayn and lam. Fataha has fa, ta and ha. Nasara is noon, sad and ra. And daraba is dad, ra and ba. So these are three root letters. Okay. And Arabic language has two kind of verbs. Fi'l al-maadi, also known as perfect tense. Why? Because it is done, completed, we know that is over. Fi'l al-mudari, compared to other languages, fi'l al-mudari in Arabic is serving two purposes. It's not only serving the future, it's also serving the present tense. However, in English, we have future and present tense separate, right? So, and when it's present or future, that means that task or action is not complete yet. It's still happening, okay? Or it will happen in the future. That's why another name for that verb is imperfect tense in English, okay? And our pattern for understanding verbs is fa'ala. And if we understand the pattern fa'ala, it will be easy for us to understand other patterns, okay? So how does the TPI help us? When we are pointing to the right, we are saying it's a male, one finger is singular, and more than two fingers or four fingers is plural, and also it's a third person. See, there are few things you know when you do TPI. So, fa'ala, he did. Fa'alu, they did. Fa'alta, you did. Fa'altum, you all did. Fa'altu, I did. Fa'alna, we did. And fa'alat, she did. Okay? The second set we did was nasara, khalaka, razaka, zakara, shakara. Okay? And then we are going to do probably today dakhala, abada, kafara. And let's do the dakhala one first. Dakhala means he entered, because it's on the pattern of fa'ala. You see that? That dakhala is the pattern of fa'ala. And dukhul is the masdar, meaning the name of the action. So when we say dakhala, we are saying what action happened, that and who did that action. So there is a doer, right? What is the name of the doer in Arabic? Fa'il. Yes? So remember this word. When I say fa'il means somebody who is doing the action. Maf'ul is the one where the action is happening on. Okay? So dakhulun or dakhulan is the masdar. Masdar means the action of entering. To enter. If I want to say he entered, I say dakhala. But how do I say the name of the action? Then I'm going to say dakhulun or dakhulan. Yes? Or dakhul, entry. Mudkhal is the one who entered. Is it? Mudkhal? Okay. Okay. Dakhala, let's do the TPI. Dakhala, dakhalu, dakhalta, dakhaltum, dakhaltu, dakhalna, dakhalat. Everybody? I think madkhal is the maf'ul. Yes, so this is, yeah, it is a different one. We will get back to you on that. I don't want to give you a Mickey Mouse answer, so advanced class. Brother Anwar. Adnan is not here. Somebody has to fill in his place, right? A place, or one who entered, or the place of entry? The place of entry. Okay. Anyway, we're not gonna judge. We'll come back, get back to you on that. Okay. Okay. Ibadah. Okay. So abada is he worshipped, right? Ibadah is the act of worshipping. All right. Abid is the person who worships, right? Ma'bud is the person we worship. Allah is our ma'bud. When I am or you're worshipping, you are the abid, right? Technically, you are the worshipper and you're worshipping Allah in the religious sense. I mean, if you worship something else in a worldly sense, then that thing can also be your ma'bud, right? Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Where did we do that? Surah Al-Fatiha. So na'budu, we worship you alone and we seek your help alone. Okay? So how do we do this? Abada, abadu, abatta, abattum, abattu, abatna, abadat. Okay? But please notice there is a shut down the ta here. Okay? So remember these little changes. We may talk about it, but try to keep an eye on these changes. Don't just follow the pattern, but see the changes. Okay? Kafara. Kafara is he denied, right? That means he showed ungratefulness. Denied is one meaning and ungratefulness is another meaning. उर्दू में हम बोलते हैं कुफरान नेमत. कुफरान नेमत का क्या मतलब होता है? That we are not grateful of that blessing we have. Kufran nemat is also ungratefulness. Okay? So the person who is denying or who's ungrateful is known as kafir. Yes? Kafiruna is the plural. Kafirina is also plural, but nasab and jar, the status. Kuffar is another way of writing the plural. And kafiruna is jama salim, kuffar is jama mukassar. Now, if you don't know the wording, I'm just telling you, but inshallah in future we will. So jama salim means sound plural and jama mukassar means a broken plural. Okay, what is the meaning of that? We will inshallah cover in some other time. But for now, these are the three different variations of kafiruna, kafirina, kuffar. Okay? Kufr is the act of, that's the masdar, the act of disobedience or the act of disbelieving or the act of ungratefulness. That's the kufr. Okay? So how we do it? Kafara, kafaru, kafarta, kafartum, kafartu, kafarna, kafarat. Okay? And yes, sir.
Should we say kafartu? Why should I say I disbelieve? I mean, we should not say like that.
I disbelieved?
When I say I disbelieve, I believe. When I say, we should not say kafartu. No.
Why?
I believe because we are believe. When I say kafartu, this is something that I am going to negate.
But you are not saying the full sentence. Because kafartu you can disbelieve in any other thing other than Islam.
Yes.
But here, when you say kafartu, it means the
No. Kafartu mean I disbelieved. I'm not saying what I disbelieve in. I could disbelieve, if I say I disbelieve in Allah, I kafartu billahi, then maybe it's objectionable. But if I say I kafartu in sharab or something else, or samosa, right? Anyhow, okay. Okay, the third set is daraba, zalama. This is the new stuff actually. Up till now was the review, but in today's class we have daraba, zalama, sabara, ghafara. What is daraba? He hit. Okay. Zalama, he wronged. Okay. Like when we say zalim, a person who is doing the act of zulm, right? In Arabic, the zulm has many meanings. So let's say if this mouse was supposed to be here, that's his place. And if I moved it from here to here and did not put it back to the place it's supposed to be, that is also considered zulm. Okay? So, zulm and sabara is patience. Or he was patient. Ghafara, he forgave. Okay? Ghafara from, we say istighfar. Okay? So daraba, what are the examples? Darab is the action of hitting. Darab is the action of hitting. Daraba masalan, we don't say that we hit an example. Remember in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He gives an example, He say daraba. Yes, meaning daraba has another meaning He's giving an example. Okay? So when you see daraba masalan, that doesn't mean that it's the act of hitting, it's the act of giving an example. Darabu fil earth. Darabu will be they. They hit the earth. Hunan or haunan, meaning with humbleness. That's the part of the verse, right? Let's look at it. So, daraba, darabu, darabta, darabtum, darabtu, darabna, darabat. I don't see most of you doing it. What's going on? Are you guys tired? Okay, let's do it again. Daraba, darabu, darabta, darabtum, darabtu, darabna, darabat. Okay? Okay, do we need to do the translation? Okay, if I make a gesture, can you tell me the translation? Okay, so daraba, darabtu, I hit. Okay, this darabna, we hit, right? Okay, so darabta, you hit. Darabtum, you all hit. Darabtu, I hit. Darabna, darabat, she hit. Good job, mashallah. See, now it's making more sense, right? Okay, zalama, the masdar is zulm. I said the act of wrongdoing. Okay? So remember these things. In future, this will be coming in handy, knowing the masdar and the fa'il and the maf'ul and the maadi and the mudari. Okay? For masdar, we rely on the dictionary. Okay? In future learnings, in order to learn the masdar of a word, we would have to rely on the dictionary to find out what is the actual masdar. Some of the words which we use most frequently, we will probably learn it by practicing. Okay? So zalim is the person who does the action of zulm. Okay? Mazloom is the person who is the object of that zulm. See? Zalim, mazloom. And these words we use all the time, right? So what are the examples? Zalim, zalamta, nafsi, zulman. It will be zalamtu, nafsi, zulman. That I did a great wrongdoing against myself. Yes? Wallahu la yuhibbu zalimin. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not love the people of who do the wrong or the wrongdoers, right? The plain English will be that Allah does not love the wrongdoers. Now, zalimin here is rafa or nasab or jar? Do you see any preposition? No. So it can't be jar. It's the nasab. Because it's zalimin and not zalimun. Yeah? Muslimun was the rafa, right? So these are the little things I would like you to start, identifying, inshallah. Okay. Zalama, zalamu, zalamta, zalamtum, zalamtu, zalamna, zalamat. Okay. Let's see. Sabr. Sabara. Sabara means he showed patience or he was patient. Yes? Sabara. Sabr is the action of showing patience. So patience will be sabr. A person who shows patience is known as sabir. Nasir, who is the helper. Sabir is the patient one. Right? Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. Again, sabirin here is what status? Ma'a is there. This is going to be char. Get it? Pay attention. Just apply the rules and you will get it. Okay. Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. And sabirin is the plural of sabir, meaning the patient ones, right? If there was no ma'a, then it could be sabiruna, right? And you will find sabiruna in the Quran also. Sabaru, or sabara, sabaru, sabarta, sabartum, sabartu, sabarna, sabarat. Let's do it again. Sabara, sabaru, sabarat, or sabarta, sabartum, sabartu, sabarna, sabarat. Okay? So they showed patience, we showed patience, and she showed patience. Ghafara. Ghafara is he forgave. Okay? Allahumma gfirli. Oh Allah, forgive me. Yes? We say that, right? Allahumma gfirli, right? Ya Allah, forgive me. Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghafoor. And these are the names of Allah. Oh, the most forgiving, Ya Allah, right? Ya Ghaffar is another way of saying, Ghaffar is another name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Innaka antal Ghafoorur Rahim. You see that it is innaka. Innaka mean indeed you. Agree? Innaka mean indeed you. And then on top of that is anta there as well. Why? To create more emphasis. Right? Just to say, no, Allah, you are the only one. Right? You are the one who is Ghafoorur Rahim. Al-Ghafoor is the one who oft forgiving, and Rahim is the most merciful. Now what is the one thing about Rahim which is not in Rahman? Rahman was? Rahim is continuous. Yes? Jazakallah khair, brother Khalid. Okay. Ghafara, Ghafaru, Ghafarta, Ghafartum, Ghafartu, Ghafarna, Ghafarat. Okay? Let's try again. Ghafara, Ghafaru, Ghafarta, Ghafartum, Ghafartu, Ghafarna, Ghafarat. Got it? Good. Okay. Right away, can somebody detect what is different here? Can you, somebody says, what happened to the Ain Kalima? Zair. What I'm trying to tell you is not Sama'a anymore. We have been doing Ghafara, Kafara, Sabara, but look, it's Sami'a, Alima, Amila, Rahima. Okay? If you don't pay attention, it's very easy to not detect this. So now this said, why there is a change of pattern, I'll explain to you when I go to my camera. Okay? So Sami'a, he heard. Have you read in the Quran Sama'a or Alama? There is Alam, but that's different, but this Alima. So there is a pattern, inshallah we'll talk about it. Sami Allahu liman hamida. When do we say that? When we are getting up from the ruku. And what is the meaning of? Indeed, Allah has heard the one who praised Him. Can you figure this out without me telling you? Sami Allahu liman hamida. وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ وَالْأَبْصَارَ وَالْأَفْئِدَةَ. Here is the sam'a, not sami'a. Sam'a is the masdar, your hearing. Okay? He is the one who created your hearing, your eyes, and afida, I said two words, heart and or intellect. Yes? Sami'na wa atana. What is the meaning of sami'na wa atana? We heard and we obeyed. How do you know that? Because sami'na, na is we. We heard, and atana from ata'at, we obey you, right? Okay, so we're going to say sami'a, sami'u, sami'tu, sami'tum, sami'tu. Sorry. I think I messed it up. Sorry. Let's go back. Sorry. Okay, sami'a, sami'u, sami'ta, sami'tum, sami'tu, sami'na, sami'at. Right? I'm still struggling with the ain sound, but I'm trying to get it out of my system. So try to say the ain, from the deep down from the throat, right? Okay, alima is he knew. The meaning of alima has so many words. Ilm is what? The knowledge. Alim is the knowledgeable one, the scholar, right? Ulama is the plural of alim. Yes? So Rabbi zidni ilma. Ilma is the masdar that increased me in knowledge. Ilma is knowledge, is the masdar, right? Rabbi, oh my Lord, oh my Rabb, zidni. Zidni means increase me. I have been using this word fe'lul amr few times today. What does that mean? A command. But when we are asking Allah, are we commanding Him or are we requesting Him? Requesting Him. So this is used for command or request depending on who you are talking to. Okay? Alima, alimu, alimta, alimtum, alimtu, alimna, alimat. Very good job. Okay. Amila or amila. Amila means he worked, right? That means innamal amalu binniyat. That your the intentions are based on your actions are based on your intentions. Okay? Amanu wa amilus salihat. Believe and did righteous deed, right? Or amal is the masdar. Amal is the act of doing something. Okay? So amila, amilu, amilta, amiltum, amiltu, amilna, amilat. Okay? Okay, he showed mercy is the rahima. There is a missing, rahima is here, is small. It's just small, not big enough. So ar-Rahman, do you see the ra, ha and mim in Rahman? Yes? So all these words, Rahman, Rahim, they are part of these same three root letters. Their masdar is, or their root letters are the same. Okay? And that's why their meaning is mercy. One is most merciful and one is continuously merciful. Rabbighfir wa arham. Yes? What did that mean? Ya Allah, forgive me, or forgive and have mercy. Yes? Okay. Rahima, Rahimu, Rahimta, Rahimtum, Rahimtu, Rahimna, Rahimat. So he showed mercy, they showed mercy, you showed mercy, you all showed mercy, I showed mercy, we showed mercy, and she showed mercy. Got it? Okay. Alright, so now some benefits of the group study. So we're done with those words, and inshallah I'll go to my camera in a few minutes. But let's talk about the benefits of group study, right? Everyone is a student, including myself, right? Because I am also learning. Now, it's been the 9th or 8th session. You might forget the part when on the very first day I said, okay, I'm a student myself, and I'm only taking this opportunity to teach whatever I can teach. But does that mean I know everything? No. Every now and then I make a mistake. Every now and then when somebody challenges me, I have to pause and think about it or come back to it. Yes? So we are all student, okay? And a teacher. Yes? Because you at some capacity teaching to somebody, you may be yourself, your friend, somebody around you, you're also a teacher, right? And regularity. If we are missing these classes, do you think we will be able to continue in a smooth way? No. So why? We also, when we do in a study group, we make sure that we show up, because now we are like a small family in this room, right? And we are getting more comfortable. Today we enjoyed samosa. I'm just going to keep talking about that. Okay, so sorry about that. If this joke is getting out of touch, then forget about that. I'm sorry. Okay, so again, regularity, and we help each other. When I see Khalid Bhai showing up and some sisters showing up, it makes me encouragement to continue, right? I feel that people are benefiting, right? Okay, shaitan is weaker on a group. Agree? And stronger on an individual. So when you are trying to do this in the comfort of your own home, he may take you away, oh, let's take a tea break, or let's do this, or I will do it later, or whatever, right? You don't have that punctuality. You don't have the same focus. You don't have the same discipline. Okay, so makes him leave within 3 to 4 days. Over here, we also have some peer pressure, right? If I don't see Khalid Bhai, I say, hey, Khalid Bhai, you didn't show up today. What's going on? Right? So he has some peer pressure, right? So he knows that if my teacher is calling me, that means he cares about me, so I better show up, right? Okay. Weaker students get support from others. Not all of us on the same level, right? But being in the class, we are not pointing out that, oh, you are weak, or who. No, but you get support from your people who are sitting right next to you, or you can come and talk to me after the class, right? So again, benefits of group study are numerous, okay? And environment helps you too, right? When you're here, Your kid is not going to come and distract you. Your wife is not going to tell you, say, do something for me. Similarly, environment has a big effect on learning, right? Encouragement. If you do something right, if you are able to answer some of my questions, don't you feel pumped up that, oh, I am getting it? So, if he can do it, then I can do it also. You learn from each other that, why not me? Okay? And the spirit of competition, right? The moment I ask a question, Khalid Bhai is the first one. He wants to take all the reward, right? He doesn't want to let anybody say anything because he's so eager. He said, oh, no, me. Yes? And Ijaz Bhai is a little bit quiet from a few days, so we need to pump him up a little bit. Yes?
Yes.
And I need to hear more from Munir Bhai. Okay, so spirit of competition is one way of learning. And home team, good but not enough. Yeah? So home team, good but not enough. So people who are watching from home, I'm thinking that they are very disciplined and mashallah they are paying attention. But what happens is they can easily walk away and forget about the whole thing. The momentum is everything, right? Okay. Have separate teams for men, women, boys and girls. Yes, that's a good idea, right? Again, that was some of the benefits of group study, and shaitan is weaker on the group, so we should focus on more of group study than individual. Alhamdulillah, we have covered the session. Let me quickly go over the camera and quickly go over the vocabulary one more time. Dakhala, abada, kafara, daraba, zalama, sabara, ghafara. Then sami'a, alima, amila, what was the last one? Rahima. Okay? So Alhamdulillah, we finished it today on time. So may Allah help us to understand the Quran, recite the Quran, act upon it, ponder it, implement it, and most important of all, propagate it. When we are learning the verbs, we have the pattern of fa, a, la. You see that? And we have the fa letter, and in Arabic we call it kalima. So it will be fa kalima. And then we have the ain letter or ain kalima. Got it? Okay. Then we have the lam letter or the lam kalima. Yeah? So far so good? Everybody clear on that? Okay. If we look at the haraka, we have fatha, fatha, fatha. Yes? So that today, the most important concept I would like you to remember or write it down, that in Fi'l al-maadi, what are we learning? Maadi, right? In Fi'l al-maadi, the haraka on the fa letter does not change. The haraka on the fa letter does not change. Same thing with the lam letter. The vowel sign will not change. Everybody clear on that? That means the only letter where the haraka can change is the ain. Okay. If that is the case, do we remember how many harakas we have in Arabic? We have dhamma, we have fatha, and we also have kasra. That means that fa'ala can have 3 different variations. How's that? Let me try to write with the color. So fa, ain, lam. We know that fa and lam will not change. Yes? Let me write it again. Fa and lam will not change. Fa, ain, lam will not change. Okay? What is going to change? In one variation, I could have fa'ula. Got it? Is it possible? If ayn kalima can change, then the only three possibilities are that either the ayn could have the dhamma or the fatha, yes, or the kasra, right? So far, from the previous class and most of today, we saw this pattern, fa'ala. But towards the end, we saw 4 verbs on this pattern. Yeah? So what were those? We had sami, we had alima, we had amir, ayn, mim, la, amila, and rahima. Okay? Now, it's a little bit early, but let me give you a preview that, remember we said in Arabic 99.9% of the verbs are made of 3 root letters. But in order to make different verbs, we have to follow a pattern. And our default pattern at the moment is fa'ala. Okay? But today I've introduced you 3 other patterns: fa'ula, fa'ala, fa'ila. They have names. Okay? If you want to understand patterns, you can also think about departments or categories or groups. Okay? So one of them, if I just give you a name, and we can go over that in future once we cover mudare, we have a bab. In Arabic they're known as bab. Bab is door. But you can think of it a group, category, department, pattern, whatever name you feel comfortable with. Fataha. Oops, sorry. Bab Fataha. Okay? And the short notation for Bab Fataha will be like this. There will be a bracket, and under the bracket a letter Fa will be written. And how are you going to find out? You would need to use a dictionary. So in future, if somebody wants you to make a verb, they would have to provide you root letters. I'm going to provide you Fa, Ta, Ha. These are the root letters. But then in the bracket, I need to tell you this is Fataha. That means it will be on the pattern of Fa'ala. Right? Because Fataha, we know it is like this. Yeah? Okay. Now it's a little bit advanced, but just giving you a preview of what to expect when you progress in your Arabic knowledge. Okay? Now show you something interesting so that you can see some application of this knowledge. Okay? In order to make you understand that, I would have to take you back to the noun. Okay? Now, noun has 4 characteristics. We talked about them verbally, but let me write it down for you. We have gender. Gender means, is it masculine or feminine? Okay? We have the number, meaning is it singular or is it dual or it is plural. In Arabic, is it wahid, musanna or jama. Okay? Third thing is capacity or type. There are 2 types. We have definite and indefinite. And by the way, you have learned them already. It's just that I may not have given you the terminology. For example, kitabun is a common noun. Yes? Do we know kitabun? Do we know al-kitabu? Proper noun. proper noun. A proper noun is definite and common noun is indefinite. How do we convert a common noun into a proper noun? One way to do it is we add al to it. So al kitabun, right? But the rule is when al is attached, you cannot have the tanween, so one of the dhamma has to go. So far so good? It's not new. We have touched it already. It's just that I'm showing you on a piece of paper in a more detail. Okay? So the last thing is a status. Okay? Another word for a status we use is called i'rab. Okay? Now this is a little bit advanced topic, but I want to give you the easy version of it. Let's say we have something called on a different piece of paper. Let's say if I write here, status could be rafa, it could be nasab, and it could be jar. Okay? In order to find the status, I also need to know the number. So I have wahid, I have musanna, and I have jama. Singular, dual, and plural. Now, jama has two more branches, but let's not worry about it today. Rafa is, I'm going to take muslimun. Muslimun. When you have the rafa, you are going to have these two dhamma. Musliman, when it's a male, I have to add an extra alif and put the fathatan. That's the nasab. Okay? And muslimin is the jar. Why? Because I have these two kasras here. Everybody clear on that? Questions? Okay, so I'm not going to go further than that. But just to give you the gist of it, when you are dealing with the status, you have to focus on number, because different numbers and then the different gender can change the status. It will take a different approach to find out the status. So I'm giving you the easy one. Wahid is muslimun, rafa, musliman, nasab, muslimin, jar. Okay, for example, sometimes we say Allahu, Allah, ha, Allah, he. Okay, in this Allah is rafa because there is al already in the name of Allah, so we're not using Allahun. I'm not using two dhammas, I'm using single dhamma, right? Allah is nasab, Allahi is jar. Kitab Allahi, Allah's book. Yeah? Question? In the back, question? Okay. So we are saying the noun, ism, has something known as, one of the characteristics of ism is to have a status. Okay? And there are three statuses. The name of them are rafa, nasab, and jar. Okay? If you want the English name, this is nominative. Okay? Nominative. This is accusative. And this is called genitive. Okay? Now, if you want to understand it, let me try to explain to you. When you have an action, when you have a fail, what is a fail? Action, right? You need a doer, and the doer is known as fa'il. So this is doer, right? We also need maf'ul. Maf'ul is the object. Another name for doer is subject. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to give you an example which will help you visualize this. And you will see how the status of the noun changes the meaning of the sentence. Okay? For example, in English I say, Zaid hit Hamid. Yeah, is Zayd the person? So if I write the verb hitting is daraba. The characteristic of file is that it is in the status of rafa. Get it? The doer is supposed to be in the status of rafa. Who's our doer in this sentence? Zayd. So Zaydun. Did you see what I did? I put Zaydun. Now it makes sense that what the rafa means. And who is getting the beating? Who's the object? Hamid. Hamid, the object, supposed to be in the status of nasab. So it's going to be Hamidan. Is it making sense? Okay. So in English, I had to say Zayd hit Hamid. Yes? If I say Hamid hit Zayd, now who's the doer now? Hamid. So I'm going to be writing it like this. Daraba Hamidun Zaydan. Got it? You see the application of the status of the noun? Okay, but now let me show you the power of Arabic. The power of Arabic is this. I could have written the same word like this. Daraba Zaydan Hamidun. Did I change the order of the words? Can you see it? Look at the Zaydan. Is it nasab or rafa? Is Zaydan nasab or rafa? Nasab. So Zaydan is fa'il or maf'ul? Maf'ul. Because we said maf'ul is supposed to be nasab. Remember this. And fa'il is supposed to be rafa. Now, I understand maybe in the first session it may not make a lot of sense, but let's be strong and be courageous and try to understand. In English, when I had to change the object and the subject, I had to change their position. I had to bring the Hamid in the front and Zayd in the end. But in Arabic, I really didn't have to change anything. I said Daraba Zaydan Hamidun. I only changed their status. The meaning is still the same. It's still, yeah. Position, no. I could have also said Zaydun. Tell me what is this? Zaydun Daraba Hamidan. What is the meaning of this sentence? Zayd hit Hamid. Does it matter where the fail is? No. Yes, in this sentence it doesn't matter, but the structure of the sentence has changed. Okay, and we are not talking about the structure of the sentence, so I'm not going to go in that detail. I wanted you to see the benefit or the application of the concept you're learning. That I said Daraba Hamid. If I say Hamidun Daraba Zaydan, what is the meaning of this? Hamid hitting Zayd. So see how the file become the changes are, the file become different person. And how can you tell the file? If next time I ask you this question, if there is a verb in the sentence and then there is a rafa after that, if there is a noun and there is rafa, that means that noun is most likely the file. Yes? Okay. Now let me show you another one. We know huwa. Yes? Whom? Yes? Do we know also who and whom? Oops, sorry. Huwa is he, whom is they. What is who? His or him, right? Or their or them. Okay? I want to say he hit him. Okay? Very simple. We've been doing this. We did it today. Daraba. What is daraba? He hit. Yes? Darabahu. He hit him. You see what I did? I just attached the zamir to this. Now in this one sentence, if I write it down on a clean paper so that you can see, daraba plus hu. Okay? That's one way to write it. Or I can join them. Daraba hu. Okay? The meaning of daraba, we have been doing this. Daraba, he hit. What is the meaning of who here? Him. Okay, can somebody tell me who's the file? He. Huwa. Who's the maf'ul? Who. Yes? Got it? So, this is a complete sentence. Daraba, fa'il is darab, right? The action of hitting. Who's hitting? He. And hitting whom? Him. So we have in this one little sentence, it's a complete sentence. It is a verbal sentence. What is it? Verbal sentence. I'm giving you the information just for the sake of common knowledge. Verbal sentence means this sentence begins with a verb. If a sentence begins with a noun, then it is a nominal sentence. It is a jumla ismiya. This is a jumla fe'liya, meaning starting with the fail. Okay? So, all the knowledge you have gotten so far, you are able to apply it. Okay? And when we were doing the Quran recitation, we did find some of these words, and I had to break it apart to show you that how. Okay, and if I say this, wa daraba who can give me the translation of this? And he hit him. Wa daraba. What is this? And he hit you. Daraba whom? He hit you all. Okay. Ghafara kum. What is ghafara? He forgave you all. Yes, sir. Okay. So what brother is saying is, can I explain the fa'il and maf'ul? Okay. Fa'il is most likely going to be a noun. Yes. Sometimes the fa'il will be known, sometimes the fa'il will not be known. But when we look at a fa'il, we have to think about a noun. And when we think about noun, 4 things should come in my mind. The gender, the number, the capacity, and the status. When I come to the status, which is the most complex of all, I have to take into account few things. One of the things I need to take into account is the gender of the noun, because it will be different for male and female on certain situations, not all. So for the easy one, I took the category number 1. I said if we are dealing with a wahid noun, singular noun, then the last letter of that noun can tell me the status. How? Let's say I want to use the word salih. Okay? If I put the dammatan, that is rafa. Sorry. Rafa. Then salihan is nasab, because there is 2 fatha. Dammatan, fatatan. Salihin, that is the kasratan. Okay? The fa'il is always in the status of rafa. Fa'il, the doer. Okay? And I use the word subject. If you are learning English grammar, you will come across the word subject. Yes? And the thing which is the action is happening on is the object. And the object in Arabic is known as maf'ul. Okay? Maf'ul is the object, and the characteristics is that nasab is the status of a maf'ul. Okay? Now, how do I got the fa'il and the maf'ul? Is basically my pattern is fa'ala. So the actor or the doer is fa'il. Look at the root letters, and maf'ul. Yeah? So let's take the action abada. Yes? From the root letters are ain, ba and dal. Okay? If I put that ain, ba and dal in this pattern, so my fa is ain, then I have to put alif. Yes, because fa, and then my ain is ba, right? And my lam is dal. You see what I did? You see how I got the abid out of the file? Because I just substituted the root letters into the pattern. And if I have to do the maf'ul, then I will be saying mim, and my ain letter is ain, ma, and ba, ma bood. So this is how I got ma bood. Did I write it wrong? Right? Ma bood. Ma bood. Okay? Done? Okay. Okay, so I hope that what I did today give you a little bit of insight into that the knowledge you're getting, how do you apply it? Yeah?